If you want to learn Arabic once and for all, that means never quitting again. You're going to have to become comfortable with accepting things that you don't fully understand yet. So let me tell you a story about what I mean. I remember reading my first ever Arabic dialogue when I first started learning the Arabic language when I was about 17 years old. I opened up the book and this is what the dialogue read like. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. Kayfa haluka? Alhamdulillah. Ah, Alhamdulillah. Praise be to God. Are they alright or not? I understood the words, praise be to God, but I didn't understand how that's an appropriate response to the question, how are you? In my English culture, that's not how we respond to the question of how are you? Now here's the thing. The world that we now live in is so full of distractions, whether it be something at home with your kids or your work or other commitments, or something even here on YouTube itself with other videos down there trying to steal your attention away from me. There are so many distractions out there, and with that being the case, even the smallest thing, like not quite understanding how Alhamdulillah works in a sentence, can derail your entire Arabic studies and make you quit. And that's exactly what happened to me 4 times, at least. Until eventually I went back the 5th time and thought, hey, it must just be a Muslim Arabic thing, and just kept the ball rolling. So I want to share with you a couple of things that I've taught my students to say Alhamdulillah when they come across things that they don't quite understand, rather than saying Ana astaqil. Number 1, the 80% rule. The 80% rule is all about prioritizing momentum over perfectionism. Sometimes, especially if you're studying a step-by-step program like the Arabic in 60 Steps program, you're not going to understand everything in a step. That just happens sometimes. But if you understand 80%, this is sufficient for you just to keep the ball rolling. Don't worry, there'll be other opportunities for you to fill in the gaps later. And the second thing to comfort you and to make you realize is that languages don't care about what you learnt first, second and third. The fact is, some of the most sophisticated things that you'll ever listen to and read in the Arabic language in your life will still be utilising stuff you learnt at the beginning of the Arabic language. So as an example of this, some of the most frequently used things in the Quran are prepositions. The word min alone is used over 3,000 times, right? But that's something that you would have learnt in step 2 of the Arabic in 60 Steps program. So there is ample opportunity for you to fill in those gaps if you moved on from things before at 80% rather than getting bogged down with that last 20%. If I'd have understood these 2 things when I first encountered Alhamdulillah, I wouldn't have quit 4 times. Number 1, I would have appreciated that I can still be 80% happy with this dialogue without the word Alhamdulillah. And the second thing is that I wouldn't be short of opportunities throughout my studies of the Arabic language to hear Alhamdulillah again and to fill in that gap as I went along. I hope that helps, and if you have any questions at all about staying on top of your Arabic language studies and never quitting again, just comment them in the comments below. Or to become one of my students on the Arabic in 60 Steps program, or just to learn a bit more about it, go to arabic60steps.com. Or if not, stick around here, hang out with us and enjoy some more free videos here on YouTube. Start with this one.